Hey, everybody, welcome to our call. And as we know, I'll be letting people in as we kind of move forward. I just let two more in. This is a wonderful thing. We are here to kick off the new year with Plexus and Dreaming of Diamond. And I cannot wait. We have so many things to discuss and to talk about. And I just want to thank everybody for being here. This is so wonderful. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful New Year. If you're one of those crazies that go out on New Year's, I hope it was safe. Obviously, if I'm staring at your face, I feel like it was safe. And we are ready to kick into the new year. So, as you know, we are walking right into our biggest training day of the year, which is Super Saturday. If you are not registered for that, I want to task you. I want to go ahead and task you with making sure that you are. Okay, so I want you to go into our team thread and we can share the link there. If anybody is smarter than me and has that right now, if you could share that, that would be great. But you want to get involved in that because here's what happens when you register. You not only get the opportunity to, get the recordings about all the things that are coming, and I can tell you that we have a product launch that's coming. We have new enhancements in our virtual office that are available and that are going to be explained, and so many other things. So, this is definitely something you want to be a part of. We kind of mentioned this before we started, recording, but you have the opportunity to potentially get together with people local. If you don't have anyone that is local, that's putting one together, I want to ask you to do it. I want you to step into that leadership role, and I want you to decide that this is it's time for the very next step for you. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into this. You might want to take notes. You might want to just listen. We will have the recording available, and I am really, really excited. So I actually um, want to open up with something that's like outside of Plexus. I was just consuming some content today related to leadership, and it was basically how to make 2026 different. And if you're somebody that likes to take notes, you might want to write down a couple of these words, and you can like incorporate them into, your study or how you're moving forward. So it was basically about three different components: inertia, energy, and entropy. And I'm going to be explaining what that means. But it is very important that you really kind of think about what I'm saying. This recording is going to be available. I'm trying to mute her. The recording is going to be available, so you'll be able to go back. But the words are inertia, energy, and entropy. And this is what it says. And this is the laws of physics, okay? But this applies to everything that we do, every kind of new movement, or every just every task that we put ourselves into. Inertia is an object in motion stays in motion. Okay, so you might have noticed when you stop doing something in your Plexus business, it feels really hard to get back into play. Okay? It feels really like you don't know what to do. This isn't for you. All these lies that you tell yourself, right? But an object in motion stays in motion, meaning keeping the lights on, keeping yourself moving, keeping yourself forward focused, or just kind of ticking that box, right? Is a really beautiful thing. So inertia is something that will naturally happen for you as you continue to keep working your businesses. And if you have stopped using the law of inertia, you might feel like it's hard and things are hard. Okay, you're like telling yourself this is really, really hard. Okay, but the truth is that we know that activity cures all. Okay, so we just get going again. We just do that next right step. Okay, so energy, the law of energy is basically you want to attack everything with high energy output. And here's why: high energy outcomes don't come from low energy output. Okay. So if you're telling me, or telling anyone, or telling the universe, or telling yourself, whatever. And I'm going to apply this to the Plexus business because you're here to learn how to work your Plexus business. I'm not going to have to homogenize this or dumb this down or dilute this. Okay. We're here to talk about the Plexus business. If you want a big return this year, your energy needs to be big. Okay. You can't tell yourself the lie that I can show up for 15 minutes a day and rank up 4 times. It's not a thing. Okay. So if you want something big, and this is the if this, then this, right? If you want something big, if you want a bigger return, the energy has to be big. Okay. And I don't want you to be afraid of the energy being big. I don't want you to tell yourself that you don't have enough time. I don't want you to tell yourself that you're not equipped. I don't want you to tell yourself that it's hard. I want you to say, what do I want? And how can I show up with an energy that matches the effort? Okay, so here's another one that I think is really interesting. So, inertia, that's maybe something you have felt, but you've never defined. Energy is something that is kind of like practical. You're like, duh, kind of a thing, right? You're like, this is kind of hitting me in the gut, but I know, right? I know what I need to do. Here's something that's really interesting, and it's the law of entropy. Okay, so basically, no intentional movement means that you're losing, right? You know, those lies that we tell ourselves that we're kind of just, it's okay, it's okay. You know, it's not getting worse. It's not getting worse, but it is. So, what this says is that floating, the law of this is that floating and no intentional movement, it actually moves into disorder. And don't shoot the messenger. Somebody told me this on the internet. Okay. Like, I didn't come up with this. I'm not hitting you hard on my own. Okay. So basically, you're either growing or you're dying. You're getting richer or you're getting poorer. You're closer to the Lord or you're farther away from Him. Like, does that make sense? Better or worse, coasting is not real. So the lack of movement forward is going the opposite direction. And so I want to just invite you to let this feel really hard and let this feel really irritating that I've said it, because I listened to it myself and I was like, ew. Like in some of my healing phases, I've been like, I'm fine. Like, it's okay. Da, 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 da. I've actually, it's dying on the vine like season, right? It's not really coasting season. And I want us to stop telling ourselves that mediocre is enough, especially if we want more. Okay. So, just the law of entropy means if you're not moving forward, you're moving away. And I don't think that we look at it like that. I think what we look at it like is like, I'm not moving forward, but I'm okay. I'm not moving forward, but like I'm doing my best, right? But the law of entropy says if I'm not moving forward, I'm actually going backwards and I'm doing damage that I'm not going to see right now. But maybe, and this is a totally like spontaneous relating to all the things, maybe the law of entropy says that if I'm not moving forward, I'm actually going backward and it's creating a negative inertia. Boom. I loved physics, but that's as much as we're getting on this deal. Okay. I loved it when I was in high school, but I only took one class. So that's what I've got. But I want you to think about that. And the reason it's important, and I promise you the rest is going to be way more positive than this. But I want you to really think about what happens when we tell ourselves the lie that we have all this extra time. It's a negative effect. Even if it feels like we're telling ourselves it's okay, it's actually a negative effect that moves us backwards. So, moving right into something that's more visual and more exciting, we're going to talk about becoming boards. And I have a challenge for you. This is a homework, and I'm going to post where you're going to, put this. But I kind of shared a couple days ago a reel about something called becoming boards. And I actually pulled more information about it. But the thing that's different is this: we've all had the idea of the vision board, right? And we've got our Lexus on there, or we've got a Porsche, we've got the, 50 million like acre land and the mansion and all this version of us that's so far away that we cannot connect to it, right? You really cannot, right? When I put that I'm going to own 4,000 cows, it's not a real number. I don't know how I'm going to, the middle is confusing, right? Right? When I post that I want this type of partnership, or I want this type of marriage, or I want this type of, career, or this second stream of income, or this standalone thing, the middle is the most confusing part because it's like I can dream and I can have a vision, and we all do, right? You all know where you want to go. If you had to close your eyes and be like, what's your top 10 of what your life would look like if you could just pick it all, right? If you could write it down. But if I had to guess, you wouldn't know the steps to get there, right? I mean, if we knew the steps to get there, we'd be there, right? Okay. So the becoming board is something that's different. It's basically, I'm identifying where I want to go, but I'm actually making a board of what my life looks like along the way. And I want to invite you to make a becoming board and share it with us in our team page. And I did a little research. I'm going to quickly go through this, but I think it's important because many of us are visual. Many of us like a vision board. Many of us create a vision board and we say, oh, this is fueling me. This vision is fueling me. I'm so excited. And then for some of us, it was a wasted exercise because it never came to fruition because it felt too far away. And I want to cut that down. And I want to give you, especially those brains that are a little bit more logical, a little bit more black and white, a little bit more, how can I get there? What does it look like for me? I want to give you that gift, right? So instead of like, we're not going to say, I'm going to hit emerald. What we're going to say is, I'm going to do 1 power hour a day in my business. Daily follow up before scrolling, a hard conversation each day, posting even if it's imperfect. So maybe I'm posting even if I'm not perfect, even if I don't know what to say, I force myself to find the thing to post about, right? Other things on the becoming board are habits you want to pick up, right? What does this version of you that's got all the things, and I think it's really important to put your where you're going right down. Like, I want the big house. I want all the cattle. I want this. I love a horse. Like, I want an Angora rabbit. Like, you guys are getting behind the scenes here. Look it up. An Angora rabbit is so adorable. I want one. But am I the right owner for an Angora rabbit right now? I am not. So I've got to figure out what that version of me looks like. Okay. So habits you're picking up, morning check-ins before those notifications, tracking your IPAs, right? If I had to guess, we would be a totally different team if we did non-negotiable IPAs. Because how often do we set it down because something feels hard? We do. You don't have to nod. You don't have to give me a thumbs up. I know. Mommy sees, okay? I see. I see that life gets hard and we set things down that feel hard, and that is okay. But we're walking into 2026 stronger, better, more equipped, more tenured, better, and more just capable than we've ever been. And so, what we want to do is we want to, again, habits we're picking up, tracking those IPAs, weekly planning instead of reacting, right? We know the reacting feeling. It's like, I didn't do what I said I was going to do again. I'm awful. Okay, I'm bad at this. I'll do it next week. Right? Right. Leading even when momentum feels quiet. How many times do you stop doing the things that you thought you were going to do because you feel like you're not getting that external environmental validation, whatever that might look like? Okay. Other things we're going to put on the becoming board are things we're dropping, right? We're not over explaining. We're not waiting for confidence. We're showing up imperfectly. We're remembering what our goal is, even if the emotional, like that external validation, we are not getting it. We're not telling ourselves we're behind. I think we have to manage the way that we're talking about ourselves. So I also think in your becoming board, I'd like you to add identity statements. I am a woman who finishes what she starts. If you said that to yourself every single day when you opened your eyes and you said to yourself, I finish what I start, how would you start your day? What determination would you fly out of bed with? I follow up even when it feels uncomfortable. I lead myself well before I lead others. I could tattoo that across my forehead. I'm sure you guys have never heard me say lead yourself well, have you? Lead yourself well. Okay. It is very easy for us to give directives to people. It's very easy. But the harder part, the more important part is walking the walk first. Okay. And I can give you guys this too, but that day to day energy is we don't want to be hustled, overworked, or chaotic. We want our becoming board to reflect calm, decisive, focused, self led. Okay. It's a board of who you are showing up each day as, right? And we can't know how we need to show up until we know where we're going. So those big things are important, right? I want to quit my job. I want to retire my husband. I want to have this Porsche. I want to anything that's important to you, right? But what is happening in the minutia that you might have not really um we don't want to think about that, do we? We want to think about the big lights and the big moments and the walking across the stage and the holding the jewel and those are these things. And I want to tell you this very sincerely. Everybody that I'm looking at is capable of those big things, but it's who you become in the minutia. It's who you become in the little moments, the ones that no one else sees, right? It is who you are being when it's not broadcast across social media, like a perfect example is like there are things that happen in my business that never see the light of day. I don't get, it's not posted. It's not this, it's not that, but it's the longer term thing that I'm really looking at. And so I'm not demonizing recognition. I'm going to tell you right now, I started this because I was recognized for being good at being me. And that's why we do this. And that's why you said yes to this. And it's why other women will say yes to this. It's our culture. Okay. So it's not about demonizing that. It's about knowing that there is a lot, especially as you pull into this massive momentum to hit these massive goals in these bigger, larger than life for you, milestones. There is going to be more that people don't see than they see because really what we celebrate is the bigger moment, right? The stage moment, the holding the jewel moment, the rank up moment, all those things. But I'm gonna tell you, it's on the way there. That's the victory because it's you becoming the person who's ready to hold that. Okay? So this feels maybe heavy. I don't want it to feel heavy, but I want us to really open a conversation around we all want the big moment. We all want the big thing, but it's who you have to become to hold that level of success, right? So whether you want to go gold, whether you want to go senior gold, whether you want all these extra things, or whether your goals are tied to things outside of Plexus, I hope that this is relatable to whatever is moving you. Okay. All right. The next part is this. We're moving right into our convention contest. Okay. If you don't know what this is, if this is your first convention season with us, every single year we get the just it's so fun to work this convention contest because we get rewarded for doing what we are already doing. So here's the thing about convention is anybody can go. You don't have to earn it. Okay. Anybody can go. So I want to encourage you to come with us. It is Columbus, Ohio. It is going to be absolutely a blast. It's always a fun time. If you are depending on where you live, sometimes for some it's a more accessible location, so some people are driving and all those things. But here's what I want to tell you. I cannot wait to go back to Columbus. For me, that is the first year that I was Diamond, and it is a big coming of circle moment for me, and I'm very, very pumped about it. But what I'm most pumped about is we're going to bring the biggest group we've ever brought, and I want you to be included. I want you to make it something that you do with your spouse or your family or your kids if that is something that moves you. I personally love to choose to work this as a work trip. So I usually go by myself, and that is fine too. But whatever you do, you just being there is really, really important. And so in order to work this contest, I'm going to be posting this in our team page. But this is kind of a chart around what how to do this. And I will tell you that this specific contest is really about how your team performs, how you are building others, how you are duplicating. Okay. And so you might have noticed this Rising Leaders Retreat. It was definitely more about who you were sponsoring and how you were helping them rank up. This is somewhat the same, but it is more of a team effort. So what you're going to find is we really get back to the basics around the way that our comp plan is designed, which is that we reach down and we do something called tap rooting. Okay, tap rooting is really working with any level in our organization and helping them win. Okay. And so I am not asked about how to design these contests. I'm here and I'm having fun and I'm doing the things, and I want you to do the same thing. So I will post this, but really it comes down to those enrollment and retention credits and those ranking up credits in all your levels. And here is what is very, very exciting. Okay. I'm not going to go through all the prizes. I'll post about them. They're amazing. Lots of money to be earned. And by the way, if you're the very tippity top of this contest, you can earn like basically $10,000 cash. So that may be far away. You might be thinking, okay, we need a becoming board. Okay, Sadie, for the convention contest. And I feel you. I totally do. And that feels far away to me too. So I am not focused on what I can earn. I'm focused on how we can get as many people as possible to this beautiful experience of convention and how we can help other people rank up and win. And so I'm going to transition into the most exciting part of this entire call. And I want to thank you for sticking with me through all the beginning part of this to talk about what is available for us at this very moment. So the company has, really launched an incentive, really. It's a development bonus incentive. Okay. And it runs the entire Q1. So March, no, excuse me. Hello. January, February, March. This month, however, everything is doubled, and I'm going to share with you exactly how to win in this, okay? So, you have to in this contest, you have to be paid as gold or higher. So, here's what I want to tell you. You might be another rank and you're paid as gold. You can be in it. You might be a little bit under gold, and as long as you get to gold in this month, those points wise, which is 100 points, you can participate in this, okay? Let's say that it's not in the cards for you to get to gold this month, but you're going to work diligently and you're going to hit gold in February. You can be a part of this amazing incentive. So this is for everybody. This is definitely where they're asking us to level ourselves up. And then we get this extra handsome reward, which is very exciting and interesting. Okay, so what this looks like in January is that in the entire quarter, you are handsomely rewarded for all of the silver and senior silver rank ups in your level one. Okay, so everyone that is ranking up to silver or senior silver in your level one, you are earning money, honey. And you're not just earning a little bit of money, you're earning great money. Okay. So it's doubled this month. So for every silver or senior silver rank up, and I want you to count this or set your goal by rank up. Okay. By amount of rank ups. And here's why. Because somebody can rank up to silver and senior silver, and it's counted as two rank ups. Okay, so you'd get money, you get those bonus dollars for that. And by the way, I want to remind you that the person who's most handsomely rewarded is the person ranking up themselves. Okay, we're just getting that alley oop as a sponsor this month, but every single person who's joining you is more handsomely rewarded in this scenario. Okay, so I don't want it to feel like sometimes we're those lovers, we're those yellow personality helpers, where we're like, I don't want them to feel like they're doing something for me. No, that's not the reality. Okay. We need to break free of some of that stigma thinking that we've got. They're more handsomely rewarded than us. Okay. Us helping them win, for example, it's more like a, depending on what's happening in a, depending on the incentive for new shares, but that fast start program helps people earn between $300 and $400, right? Typically. Okay. So we're earning 100. Does this make sense? So this is really best for them. We don't have to do a weird manipulation in our mind about like coming into a space where they're helping us and da da da. It's 2026. We're out of that thinking. Okay? That's not what we're doing. We're stepping into leadership. We're stepping into how we can serve and how we can help others win. And we're just getting that byproduct of us doing it and leaning into our strongest leadership is getting rewarded ourselves. So this month, when you, for every rank up, instead of $100, okay, you're getting 200. So I want you to think about what would happen if 3 people went silver on your level 1. Okay, that's an extra $600 for you. Countless money for them, right? They're down the path. They've started a new, income stream, and they are feeling incredible. I'm going to tell you something right now. We've got 27 days to help as many people as we can claim this money. And here's what I love about what this is. I think that we're very good at encouraging people. Okay. But I think we could be stronger at it. And I think that what this means is that we're going to get to address and kind of confront our fears around talking about the business so that we can help more people, right? Because sometimes incentives like this allow us to expose our vulnerable thinking, the holes in the way that we've manipulated maybe kind of the compensation plan, just a little bit of like, well, I don't want to ask them, I'm afraid of what they're going to think, I don't want them to feel this, I don't want Mm-mm. This is helping us quickly get over the hump of feeling like this is anything but for others. Okay. So I've encouraged even larger teams, leaders of larger teams. I've said, imagine helping 3 people go senior silver. That's a $1,200 bonus for the sponsor. That person each of those people will have earned $900 a piece. They will have blessed over 9 people. That's 27 people in their organization that are better because the leader chose to step out and do something uncomfortable. So I want you to understand something as leaders. We are used divinely to create ripples of change for other people. We are used divinely to be the excuse, right? Our goal that we set is the vehicle for us to lean into our business and our duplication and our team building in a stronger way. And I just want to invite you to understand that fact. Okay. Imagine even if you've got that, maybe a smaller team. Okay. And you're like, I think I could get 2 silvers on my level 1. You guys, that's $400 bonus for you. It's over $600 combined, $700 for them combined, obviously. Okay. So I want you to really think about how you can leverage this conversation. I also want to invite you to borrow my words. I want you to think about women or leaders that you can reach out to and you can set a goal yourself. I don't know if Kristen Allen is on here. I was working with Kristen earlier a couple days ago, and she's got a goal. And what we worked on is this. She's looking for 5 women to help get a paycheck this month. Guys, one sponsor, one customer gets them a paycheck. Does that make sense? Right? I want you to set a goal of how many new people in your organization are going to get paychecks. Okay? And if it were about your paycheck, you'd already be like sprinting, right? We've got to make it about other people. We've got to burst into flames for other people. We've got to find that purpose and that drive. We've got to dig into a deeper need, or basically a stronger service. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My throat is nuts right now. So I want to mention that the first thing you have to do is get your 3 VIPs. Okay. But all this can happen in conjunction, but just make sure you're getting those 3 VIPs so you're able to qualify for this development bonus. Okay. One person, one person that's blessed with your leadership because of this contest is so much stronger, better, and well off than if you would have just shied away from the conversation. So I want to invite you to set a goal and never come to me with a goal of like posting once a day. Like I'm not the one for that. We're doing more. Okay. It's 2026. We're doing more. So I want to know what your goals are. I want to know, yeah, I want you to post every day or every other day or whatever you're doing. But I want you to arrows out. What is our goal for who we're sharing with? What is our goal for how we're moving forward? What is our goal for how we're going to use this bonus to inspire us to show up differently to conversations that we've shied away from in the past? Okay? Like if you help 3 women go senior silver, it's like a mortgage payment. Hello. Like it's a big deal. And what I want you to see is that those conversations and the way you're showing up and how you are leaning into those conversations are going to change everything. Every coaching call I've had since the beginning of the year started was around how we can lean in and get excited about a conversation that we have been avoiding because we're afraid of how we're perceived, we're afraid of what people will think about us, we're afraid of fill in the blank. Raise your hand if you've been afraid of talking to somebody about the business because of what they would think about you. I should have taken a screenshot. I want to tell you something right now. What if you are what stands between them and the gap of how everything in their life changes, and you hold back because you're afraid they're going to think you're pushy? For every 5 people that think you're pushy, there is going to be somebody that tells you that you saved their life. So is the one more important than the 5? You have to answer that to yourself honestly. And if you are wrestling with that, that's the work. That's the work. And we're not going to solve it tonight, but I just want to encourage you. The way through is set the goal. Set the goal of where we're going, set the goal of what you want to happen, set the goal, and don't tell me, do not come with a goal that is diluted or is comfortable. I want you, whatever your goal is, we're going to multiply it by 3. And that's what we're going to shoot for. Because when we shoot for the stars, that's where we basically get farther than we ever would have had we just been like, okay, one person. If you're coming to me with 1, we're working for 3. If you're coming to me with 2, we're working for 6. Dina has heard this before. Hasn't Yes. So I love you. Does anyone have questions? So we have 27 days. Does anyone have questions around specifics related? Now, I will be posting very, details about the convention contest. Those will be posted. But if you have specific questions around that or have specific questions around the development bonus, please ask or ask about anything. Does anyone have questions right now? I'm going to stop recording.